If there is one thing that artists like reacting to, it's AI. And how can we not? Every day we're scrolling through an endless stream of AI generated mush, algorithm friendly slop, and soulless eye candy with high rendering, hyper realistic texture. So the other day I was randomly scrolling the internet, and in a French newspaper I found this image of Olympe de Gouges. She's a female from the French Revolution, very famous, and I was like, there's something weird about this picture. It looks just too good for the time. So of course I checked the source that they have here, because Alexander Kucharski, I didn't know this name, sounds incredible, and the fact that this is done with pastel seems completely insane. And you're right, this is the original. Basically what the newspaper has done is they've taken this pastel, this is the original, and they've modified it with AI. So is that it? Are we finally cooked? Maybe we are. Is this constant flood of endless, lazy, derivative visual spam actually damaging our ability to appreciate art? Or is it an upgrade because this one looks better than the original? I'm sorry. Are we going to be like chess players that used to think very poorly of the computer, but then soon they realized that the program was simply better than them? What's crazy about AI is it always has this incredible texture. It almost feels super real and super licked. The texture is always very perfect. The light rendering is always really good. So it always impressed me as an artist with incredible rendering texture and light quality that a human is incapable of producing. You would only need to go to the greatest masters of all time, like Pietro Annigoni, if you want to find the same kind of quality, but even there, the AI is capable of mass producing it. And by the way, this work is made by Pietro Annigoni. It's not an AI, it's just a real artist, one of the most fantastic artists of the 20th century. Check him out if you don't know his works. But the evolution of AI is so that this kind of AI style is starting to be felt. It's now weaved in the content you check on any platform. Everywhere you look, it's this smooth 3D Blender style on steroids with hyper-licked texture, incredibly overused light effects. And it seems that there starts to be an AI aesthetic that's sort of becoming a thing of its own. And now we have this kind of slop that makes me think that we're starting to lose our visual literacy. You know, the famous thing about boomers falling for the most obvious AI images on Facebook. And if you have any form of visual literacy, you know that this is clearly an AI kind of rendering texture. This is how an AI renders. These faces, they look great, right? But they look very AI. It's just too good to be real. It's too sharp. The details are just too perfect. The lighting is too perfect. Everything is too polished. This is what I mean when I'm talking about the visual style of AI starting to become a thing. It's starting to become a thing, and it's also starting to become some form of visual pollution. Us humans, we have polluted everything. We have polluted the seas, we have polluted the orbit of the Earth, and right now with AI, we're starting to massively pollute the visual world as well. So let me introduce you to the wonderful world of AI Slop. Slop isn't a new term. It comes from describing gross food that's also typically mass-produced, so cheap and unappealing that it's usually reserved for pigs. The most important thing to recognize is that slop is not unique to AI. People have been making slop for a long time. Actually, the precursor of the revolution that's coming up with the AI revolution can be said to be the invention of photography. I talk about photography because for us painters, the invention of photography in the 19th century was the same kind of revolution, job-stealing event as AI is now for so many other fields of human endeavor. us classical painters, we've experienced being replaced by an innovation exponentially superior to us, in quantity at least. Photography was so good and ubiquitous that it was creating slop long before AI image generating or AI video was a thing. I mean, you have photos everywhere. You have good art photography, you have good photos taken with your phone for memories, and you have like all this type of random photos. There is a lot of bad photography everywhere, in advertising, all over the place. We have started to not even care about it anymore. But AI is like cheap photos on steroids. I mean, look at what it does. When you look at this, it's almost disturbing how crazy it is. Is this new era of slop any different? Is it different just in quality or simply in quantity? We have to understand what slop is. In my opinion, slop is a weird amalgamation of consumption with creation. So it used to be the case that creation and consumption were two different things. You had artists on one side and the public on the other. Art was originally about getting a little bit of attention with a lot of effort. Think about the visitors simply passing by a painting in a museum, not knowing that the artist took maybe years to painfully paint it. And before technological innovations like photography or now AI, creating a unique work was very costly. It took like several years of training, several months of creation, and it was the case for painting, it was the case for videography. Now AI makes everything very cheap. The thing about this new technology is that it puts an incredibly powerful tool in the hands of the consumer. Before, you had the creators on one side that could bear the cost of creating something unique, and the consumers on the other who would just be interested in, appreciating it. Now the consumer can also become a creator with the help of an AI tool. Everybody can become a creator and in a few clicks instantly create something that would be impossible for many artists with years of practice. I mean, creating all this in Blender or in video format would be extremely costly. But here with AI, it's very easy apparently. So slop is technically the consumer self-feeding itself with content. Most of the slop online on TikTok and YouTube hasn't been created by actual content creators, but mostly by tech enthusiasts who have found a way to get a lot of attention with very little effort and probably make a lot of money out of all these viral views. So a lot of reward for very little effort for the consumer. But in essence, that's also what tech innovations do. They simplify the process of creation, making it available to more people who would normally not have the time or the courage to do the extensive training that's required in the act of creation. And we've seen exactly the same type of innovation followed by tons of garbage images in the 19th century. Photography. It made it a lot easier for people to produce images because before that it was painful training to become a painter. And today we have so many crappy photos all over the place, we don't even look at them anymore. I mean, for example, the shampoo ad with a beautiful woman on the cover. It's actually a very good, very beautiful photography, but nobody cares about the aesthetic anymore. It's just part of the background. So we sort of developed a natural spam filter for slop already. Just like our lungs are equipped to exude dust and particles and only keep the clean air, our brains will soon develop a sort of a slop filter. But right now, it's just so new and addictive, and it's insane, it's kind of worrying, it's weird, it's borderline crazy. I can't wait for this stuff to become, irrelevant. So irrelevant that it becomes just part of background, pollution in the background that we don't even care about, we don't even think about it, and we just focus on what humans actually create. But the real issue is, are we all going to develop this slop filter and get better at distinguishing reality from artifact? Or is there going to be a divide? A society divided into classes, a sort of a tech-conscious upper class capable of using AI as a tool or checking that an image has been created using AI, versus a class of gullible consumers used as tools themselves through the potential of AI. The critical question, the real ethical dilemma here is, what class of people, what group of people is currently growing bigger? Is it the group of people that's conscious of the dangers of manipulating images like that with AI? Or is it the other one? Because AI has indeed good qualities. I mean, it's capable of producing this picture, which is great. As is often the case with these questions, there is no clear good or bad. But the crucial thing is, how is this evolving? And are we ready to evolve with it? You often hear the common counter argument that says, you know, AI is just a tool, depends on how you use it. And it's true, or let's say that it could be true if these devices and tools had not been engineered so that we crave using them and want to go back over and over again. Here's a drill driver. It's a tool. The satisfaction that I get from using it is dependent on how well it drills, and I only ever desire to use it if I need a very specific function. I use it when I need to pierce a hole or screw two pieces of wood together, but the drill driver hasn't been crafted to make me addicted to drilling. It doesn't steal my data and carefully spy on everything I do, even in my sleep, to make me enjoy my holes even more the next time I pick it up. It's getting weird, so we're gonna stop this analogy. AI in combination with social media is more than just a tool for the individual user. It's a tool for the massive tech corporations that use data, and for them, us users, we are the tools to generate them profits. A tool is something you use to carry out a particular function, but when the tool that AI supposedly gives the slop like this, what exact function would it say that it's accomplishing here? Maybe generating revenue for the owner of the TikTok or YouTube channel. If we want to be generous, we can say its function here would be to provide some kind of entertainment. But precisely when you get so low that this is what you call entertainment, you know that you're entering brain rot territory. Brain rot is the polar opposite of what the internet used to be, a search engine. I'm one of the old ones here on this platform, and I remember the search era. You had to type a title idea in search to see if people were looking for a certain type of content, and the best was finding a small niche where you would gain a lot of visibility. But things have evolved, especially with the introduction of TikTok, and now the platforms know that search is not the best for attention grabbing, so they feed you content instead. You didn't ask for it, it's in your For You page. But you're going to see the video of a guy mowing lawns. You're going to see a video of a guy mixing paint like it's kindergarten. You have videos of fake carpet cleaning or squishy things that feel great to slice. This is brain rot, the result of purposeless scrolling, consumer attention-grabbing content that you've never asked for. And AI is great at mass-producing slop content to feed the relentless machine that produces brain rot, and it's only getting more and more popular. Brain rot existed way before AI, but it's been exacerbated and taken to a whole new level. The key question here again is, how is it evolving? So is it possible that this slop era is just part of a natural cycle, like new tech bring new things, like the NFT era, it's long gone now? Is this maybe just a fad and soon will become kitsch? I think it's really not gonna last. It can't last. It's just so boring and vacuous. already the feeling of this AI slop machine is being felt. It has this texture. Look at this. Everything has the same kind of texture, the same kind of vibe, the same kind of mood. It's already so obvious. Even that is obvious that it's AI. It's very weird, very strange. But this is all going to grow super old, super fast. Actually, I'm pretty optimistic for human artists. I think this is just going to become some brain pollution, and people will want to get away from it. They will want to get as far away from this kind of stuff and go back to more traditionally made art. Look, painting has not disappeared after the introduction of photography, and it could have died there. But it survived because it has meaning, because there is something very human and very appealing to the viewers in the fact that somebody has taken the risk of creating something very costly. In fact, I welcome the brain rot. I find this great because it's gonna push even more people towards the genuine art, handcrafted, created by human spirits for other humans. The brain rot is just what its name says. It's funny that the word brain rot is even a thing and is accepted by the community that produces it. It's very strange, very disturbing, and I think it's just visual pollution. It's going to push new viewers to genuine, handcrafted, human-made art that's going to be just like a breath of fresh air. At the end of this chaotic journey through AI Slop, I can guarantee you that real, genuine art is going to be a cure for brain rot.